Good morning. Say good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm playing.
We're playing. This morning we're playing with our little bins. So I just want to share with you guys really quick why we homeschool. Or I'll just kind of share like how we came about where we're at. So last year Ethan was in 5th grade, and halfway through the year we were actually praying about this job that we were going to take. It was at a group home, so we'd have to be there pretty much where he would have to, I called the school and said, hey, we're going to be working at this group home like 3 days every other week. You got what color? That's red. So we were taking this job. We were praying about taking this job at this group home where we'd really only work like 6 days out of the month. So I called the school last year and asked them, I said, hey, is there a way that we can just get, whatever work for 6 days? And they said, no, if you want to do that, you would have to remove your child from the school. So then we were like, dang. So we were trying to figure out if we should take the job or not, because we didn't want to take our kid out of school. Ethan does really well in school. He gets really good grades. He's really smart. He gets along with kids really well. He's like a really good kid. So we were like, man, should we take him out or not? So he actually came home like a couple days later, and he's like, Mom, he said, I want to be homeschooled. Can I be homeschooled? And I was like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I just want to be homeschooled. So we felt like that was the answer to prayer. So we actually took the job, and the reason why we homeschooled half of 5th grade last year in Minnesota was because we felt like it wasn't even about religious reasons. It was more so that we took this job and God just worked it out where Ethan wanted to be homeschooled, so we didn't have to try to pull him out of school when he didn't want to be pulled out of school. So half the year last year we did homeschool for Ethan. So then this year we were going to start with homeschool. We actually did start with homeschool, and we ordered actually a Becca, and the first day of school, we just had the baby, we were just getting situated down here. Me and Ethan were sitting on the couch, and we were watching this teacher on TV, and he was not paying attention. He was in La La Land, for real. I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, I'm just staring at him, and he's just looking around, and I'm like, E, what page does that guy say we're on? And he's he was just whoo, not paying attention at all. And I was like, oh Lord Jesus, because he wanted to be homeschooled. So we were like, well, let's do it, whatever, we'll just, we'll see how it goes. So that moment I was like, what?
Can I have your shorts on this time?
Huh?
I got this.
That's very cool. So in that moment I was like, there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to sit here with this boy all day. Why I have my little newborn baby and my 2 toddlers running around screaming. Emberlyn was screaming while he was trying to watch the video. What? Okay. See what I'm saying even right now for y'all to even get this in. But anyways, so I said, buddy, do you think maybe you would do better at school? So we ended up putting him back in school. And then, what? You want to show everyone? Okay, I'm watching. Very cool. Okay, and wants to show you too. As soon as I get on the phone, they want to show me everything. Isn't that funny? Kids are great, aren't they? Huh. Yes, very cool. Okay, Mommy's going to finish talking. So then we put him in school, and so he was probably in school for 4 months. So Thanksgiving was coming around, and Ethan had previously asked his dad if he could be homeschooled again, probably 2 months in. And his dad was like, no, buddy, we decided we were putting you in school, you need to continue to go to school. And then a week or 2 later, he started telling us about kids at school and just how the environment is and how the teachers are. And this kid at school was walking around the classroom with his phone out while the teacher was out of the room, showing everybody porn. So he was going to each kid individually and hey, look at my phone, and so he went to Ethan's desk, and Ethan came home and he told, and I said, well, you probably need to let the teacher know. So the boy did end up getting disciplined for that, which is great. That's awesome that the teachers, they took care of that. So that was something that he experienced. And then every week there was something that he was experiencing. Okay, so you could say it's not really about being religious. I'm sure that you don't want your 12-year-old looking at pornography. That has nothing to do with God. You know what I mean? Like, as a normal person, what? Okay, as a normal person, like, you don't probably want your kid looking at porn, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, yeah, you can teach them how to not do that and all those different things, but, like, if he's uncomfortable in that tells me something, like, he's uncomfortable with what's going on. And then, like, the kids, you know, this next week, like, this boy came up to him, was trying to fight him, you know, for no apparent, like, just because the boy liked some girl, and then she liked Ethan, so he wanted to fight Ethan, and he was all in his face, and so that, like, happened the next week. So all this stuff was going on, and we were just encouraging him and talking to him and saying, buddy, you know, this is part of life, but really, it's not part of life. Like, for real, like, kids, like, people, I don't go to my, if I had a job, I wouldn't go to my job, and people wouldn't be cussing me out all day and trying to fight me. Like, that's not normal, and that shouldn't be normal. Like, they say, well, that's normal in school, but really, that shouldn't be. School is supposed to be a place where you learn, you know what I mean? Not where you're being cussed out, not where somebody's trying to fight you. Like, I don't go places at my home. Ariella, I'm talking. Don't do that, please. Yeah, it's okay. Em, stop that. Look at what Em's doing. Em, keep it in the bin. Put it in the bin, Em. So anyway, so that's not normal. Like, that's not a normal environment for anybody except for kids, which is really not cool because they don't come home. They're not cussed out at home. Maybe there are kids that are cussed out at home, and I still don't think that's appropriate. That you cuss your kids out all the time. You know what I mean? Or that people are ready to fight them. That's not normal. That's not everyday life for when they get older. So I was thinking about that, and you know, and then we were trying to teach him, you know, how to walk that out, and just to bless the boy. We're gonna buy the boy a gift that was really mean to him every day, and he was just gonna give it to him. And so we were just trying to show him that when people treat you wrong, you know, either just, you know, walk away, learn to not take it personal, you know, but there's extreme measures I feel like that are like hostile, and kids are hostile, and they're stinking mean. Kids are mean, man. And we're teaching him how to walk through that. So time went on, and he really, you know, and he was building his friendships, and he was doing really good, and he was taking the advice that we were giving him and learning how to walk through those different things, which I think is great. Like, we need to teach our kids how to walk out conflict, how to be confrontational, how to walk in love, how to treat people, how they want to be treated. What? Okay, what do you want to show?
Dun, 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 dun.
Whoa, what's that? Show them. What is that? A pretty heart? Who's on there?
A pencil and a mermaid.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, can Mommy finish now?
Sure.
Okay. So then time went on, and one night we were driving home from youth group, and so time went on, and Ethan didn't talk about homeschooling anymore, and we didn't know if he was like kind of upping what was going on because he wanted to be homeschooled. You know how sometimes you can like work your way home, like, Mom, these kids are so mean, you know what I mean? But I also wanted to hear what he had to say, but at the same time, was he amping it up because he wanted to be homeschooled? So we were just trying to figure that out. So we told him, buddy, you're not going to be homeschooled. We're going to keep you in school. We don't want to take you out of school. Let's go to the end of the year, and we'll see where we're at. So then, like a month later, we were driving home from youth group, and I was telling him that these kids at the youth group that he just started going to were homeschooled, some of them. He was like, man, I want to be homeschooled. But he wasn't even like asking. He like knew he couldn't be, but he just was like kind of voicing it. So then we actually just like, me and Emmanuel talked about it, and I was like, hon, like, it's not, he's been asking continually to be homeschooled. Okay. Okay, show him.
Dun, 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 dun.
Very cool. We love that. Everybody loves it. Okay, can Mommy finish?
No.
What? I want to finish what I'm saying. Anyways, so me and Emmanuel talked about it, and we said, okay, let's talk to Ethan and give him some understanding of what homeschool looks like, because when he gets homeschooled, he will not be going back to school. We are not going back and forth. We think that's not stable, doesn't bring stability to his life for him to be able to do whatever he wants when he feels, you know, has a feeling or has to walk through something. But he consistently continued to want to be homeschooled. So, really, we talked about it, and we talked about the requirements that would be. Ethan sometimes is, like, critical of Ari.
I want to play.
Yeah, we're going to go later on. She wants to go play at Chick-fil-A. So anyway, so Ethan sometimes is like, can be a little butthead sometimes. Not like bad, but just, you know, with the girls, he's like kind of like bossy, and, you know, he's 12 years old, and he's got a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old telling him what to do, and he gets frustrated, and they don't know. They're just having fun. They think it's funny irritating them. So we were explaining to him, we have to be a team if we're going to all be home. There's not just you in the house. We have other kids in the house, so it's not always going to be about what Ethan's got going on and what Ethan needs to do. Like, he's going to have to work on his own some because we have other children that have needs as well. So he agreed to it, and he was really excited. So really, we're homeschooling, and he's doing great. And we're homeschooling because the atmosphere at school for him, and maybe it won't be like this in high school. Seriously? Emberlyn, that goes back in the bucket. So anyways, we're homeschooling because for him, it was like a hostile environment more than it wasn't. And even kids, like, in general, like, just the way that they talk in general is just, like, cussing at you and, you know, and cussing. And he doesn't care. Like, he's around. It's not a big deal. He actually doesn't care to cuss. Like, that's just who he is. He's a really good kid. Not that cussing's, like, super bad, but I'm just saying he doesn't care for that. You know what I mean? And, I mean, we don't cuss in our house, you know, for the most part. So that normally doesn't happen. So it's just something he doesn't do. And but for him, like, he's cool with people cussing around him. It's whatever. But when you're being, like, cussed at just in, like, normal speech, like, that's not normal for him. You know, like, we don't do that in our house. We don't just, like, cuss at each other. So it's just different things that he was experiencing that he was uncomfortable with, and he just it's not that he couldn't walk through it, but I mean, why not have my kid be in a place where he wants to be and let him grow in that way. So part of it, the other part is I like being with him. He likes being at home. Like, we like spending time together. So, like, even for for Ari, okay, we'll go check it in a minute. So even for Ariella, like, for me, it's like, man, if I can be home, since I'm home and I have the grace and I feel that I can homeschool them, like, why not be home with them? Like, they're gonna get, like, that's 8 hours of the day that they are gone away, and they come home and then they do their homework or whatever, they eat dinner, and then, like, they go to bed, and I barely get to see them. So for me, since we're able to do that, like, I'm thankful that I'm home and that I have the grace to do that. I know people have jobs and everybody can't do that, and I think that's like, obviously understandable. So I'm just sharing why I homeschool. I don't think there's nothing wrong with kids going to school. I think it's great. I think it's great for them, you know, to be in a relationship and have different things they have to walk out. But I just like being with my kids.
Go check in the mail.
Which I'm sure you do too. Obviously, everybody does. You want to go check the mail?
Yes.
So that's our reason. So most importantly, probably just the environment that Ethan was in, and not that the teachers were bad or anything. It's just, you know, when you have 30 kids in a classroom, you can only address so much. So maybe in high school, we're just taking it year by year and gonna see how it goes. Okay, do you want to say bye? That was my long rant on the homeschool, y'all. Sorry. Do you want to say anything, Ari?
I'm gonna check it.
You want to go check the mail? Look at what my other daughter is doing. And what are you doing? Why do I hear stuff falling on the floor? Where is the rice supposed to be? No, it's supposed to be in your bin. How did all your rice get out of there? See what she's doing? She's like, she's that kid, y'all. I'm just telling you. Ari thinks that's funny. Okay, well, you guys have a good day. Thanks for listening to me rant about homeschool. You want to give kisses? Oh, that was a good kiss. Okay, can you pick up your rice now? Can we pick up the rice? Telling you, man. Telling you. All right. Have a good day. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. What? Poop. I say poop after everything. Bye.